The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the April 22nd, the terrific Tuesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there's having a great day, and let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But more important than that, and that's this. During this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to send me an email, set it off early, and send it to steve@tfnn.com. Inside that subject heading, please put radio show question. Of course, if you're inside our Tiger's Den, and you should be, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on Terrific Tuesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Well, we've got nothing but a sea of green out there. You've got the Dow up 803, S&P 110, NASDAQ 100, 448, Russell's up 31, Trend is up 169, Semi's up 90, Gold's up $10, Silver up 39 cents, Light Sweet Crude up $1.14, Natural Gas is off 3 cents, 30 Treasuries up 11 ticks, print out 113.12. Our leaders in the clubhouse to the upside were led by Netflix, $71, Spotify, $37, MicroStrategy, $29, Equifax, $27, and Costco's up $24. Our shakers to the downside, led by Northrop Grumman, down $65, MedPace Holdings, $21, Herc Holdings, $13, RTX Corp, down $11, and Lockheed is down $11 as well. So we got movers and we've got shakers. Now, those of you that tuned in to the segment that I did with Jacob, unfortunately, he and I weren't able to really talk to each other because we had some technical problems, but I believe the sound was just fine out there. What did we do? We called a bottom. Did we not? We most certainly did. We had those nice TD9 count bottom patterns forming in the 30-minute time frame. So that's a beautiful thing. And obviously, we've got follow through. Now let's go try to take a look at some of the charts here on the black background screen before we go move over to our white background screen. Let's take a look at the New York Stock Exchange, the advanced client oscillator. What did it do yesterday? Dipped its head below the zero threshold level, closed below that, but that was just day number one. Today, we're back above that. What does that tell us? That tells us that sellers never had control of the market for the S&P 500. In this case here, we're taking a look at the New York Stock Exchange at the top of the screen out there. So conditions are bullish out here as far as the advanced client oscillator. Now, we're not going to see a ton of movement until we see that spot VIX index get below the 50-day exponential moving average, and that is priced at 2620. Speaking of the VIX, are we still in contango? Let's go find out. We take a look at where we're at with regard to our 3, our 6, and our 1-year ratios, and yes, they still are all above 1. If we go take a look at the spot VIX right now, we'll see that the current future contract, which is going to be May, priced at 26.65, it is trading above all forward future contracts up there. That creates that contango status. However, when that dips back below 1, for those 3 time frames, that's going to go ahead and confirm a bottom for that tool and for that pattern out there. We're in a bull market. The move to the downside is done. It's over with. Things are going to move. It's going to be choppy, that's for sure, but things are going to move higher out here. What else can we take a look at on this set of screens? U.S. dollar index, we're waiting for a turnout here. What this needs is a bullish reversal candle on a daily time frame to generate a buy the D point pattern. We may not get the bullish reversal candle in the U.S. dollar index. We don't necessarily need that. Why? Because U.S. dollar index is taking its P's and Q's from the primary currency pairs. Let's go take those primary currency pairs. If Give me a moment. We'll be up here. We'll take a look at the euro, the yen, and the pound out here. Well, we've got them. They are up on our screen. So take a look at the euro. Now, there's A to B equals CD patterns that are out here. We're really not too concerned about those. And the reason we're not too concerned about those, you don't need two tops or two bottoms to form a top or a bottom out there. You just need one. Well, bar number 8 is present inside the euro. Price just has to close above the close of bar number 5. That seems pretty likely. The close of bar number 5 was 1.1396. As long as that takes place, you get a confirmed TD9 count top today. The pattern will complete tomorrow. What does that suggest? At a minimum, that suggests that the euro will pull back towards its oscillator and change line. Maybe it's more than that. If we take a look at the Japanese yen, that's going to form a TD9 count pattern today. It'll complete that pattern tomorrow. What the yen should do is rally up towards its oscillator and change line. That would take it towards the 142.38 level. If we take a look at the Great British pound, it's going to go ahead and form a TD9 count top today. It'll complete that pattern tomorrow. That should take price back to the $1.32 level. If all three of those things, or really as long as the euro makes a move because of its weighting, but if all three of those things, in fact, do come to fruition out there, you're going to see the U.S. dollar index rally. Whether it generates a bullish reversal candle or not, it's still going to take its P's and Q's with regard to what's going on. The euro, the yen, and the pound, and yes, the loonie, and the Swiss franc, and the Swedish krona out there, but their weightings are pretty insignificant when we take a look at versus these top three out there. With regard to Bitcoin, since we've got that up on our screen out here, the May contract for Bitcoin is going to go target the 93,808 level. That is the top of its profile. It also has a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom pattern out there. So that takes us to where? Probably should take us over to Goldilocks. So let's go take a look at... Let's do it like this first. Let's take a look at the intraday charts for gold. You can see over in the upper left-hand side, you've got bar number 8 that's going to form today. What do we know about bar number 8? We know that when bar number 8s are successful in the TD9 count system, meaning they are either the high or the low of the pattern, that 90% of the time the pattern comes to fruition. So odds favor that come tomorrow, you're going to get a TD9 count top confirmation. You get the completion of that pattern on Thursday. What does that mean? That means we should see gold at least pull back towards a 33.03 level out there. That's over $100 move out there. And I'm not saying that's where it's going to stop. If we take a look at all of the other intraday charts, the exception in essence being the 5-hour chart. But if I open this up, is there an A to B equals CD pattern on the upside? There's got to be. Let's go make sure of that. Oh, most certainly there is. So now you can see a nice large A to B equals CD that was just confirmed at 9 o'clock this morning with a 3-river evening star. What does that mean? That means when we take a look at all the intraday charts out here for gold, each of them have tops. You've got a sell the D point top on the 5-hour, a TD9 count top on the 4-hour, TD9 count top on the 2-hour. You've got a TD9 count top on the 60-minute, Rhodes Momentum Indicator top on the 30-minute, the 15-minute, and the 10-minute charts out there. So what are we going to really watch for gold to help understand whether or not the move maybe is over for a while? And when I say over for a while, we're talking 2 weeks or 2 months out here. Well, let's go take a look at one level to be taken a look at, and that would be the 2-hour time frame chart. We saw that chart, which I did have out there, was prices pulling back towards its breakout level. That's 34.1710. What do you notice on this chart out here since the low from back in April? Prices never closed below a breakout level. That makes 34.1710 pretty darn key. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the Opening Call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched The Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Back, folks. So we got a number of requests that are in. We're going to get to those momentarily here. With regard to the equity future, let's take a look at the ES Mini. I'm looking at the 2-hour time frame chart. We just looked at the 2-hour time frame chart for Goldilocks. Maybe that's going to simply be a key time frame here. You can see that we're going to form bar number 9 as we come into the close of this show today at 12 noon. That says that we should see price start to pull back anywhere between noon and 2 p.m. That pullback should start anywhere between that time frame out there, and price could pull back all the way to the 5202-ish level out there. That's coming from the 2-hour time frame chart. On the that's really about all that I've got for you at this moment in time here. And another area of support would be about 52.54 on a pullback. If price were to pull back and then rally from there, we likely get at least another day of rally, if not more than that. So let's go to some of the requests that have come in. The first one, this is coming in from yesterday. We didn't get to it, didn't come in until after I got off the air. And it was for Rich in Oregon. And Rich is looking for an entry point in ticker symbol BTG out here. Rich, you're going to have to wait. This is up at its highs. So what it's doing, if we look at the weekly time frame chart, might give us the best feel for what's going on here. You've got a TD9 count top, swing point from October 25th. There was 78 million shares that traded that week. Well, last week, how many shares did we have? 246 million. 246 going into 78. Price tested and rejected that level. What did that tell us? That told us we would be back up there this week. Well, we are up there this week. So far, it's only Tuesday, but we've done volume of 111 million shares. We have already exceeded the volume of the day from, or the week of October 25th out there. Now, that says that the high should be tested. The high was 350. Did we get to 350? We did. We got to 351 today. So even though we've tested and rejected that high out there, that's, first of all, that's not a buy signal. It's not a sell signal either, although it could be. It needs to really close above that and get above that high to suggest that we move higher out there. Price moving in, it wants to bust through there, but it hasn't done it yet with regard to price. On the daily time frame out here, I can see an A to B equals CD pattern. I don't know that it's really completed that. One quick test would be just simply to draw on the A to B line and move that over to the C point. So let's go do that. There's your A to B pattern. Let's move that over to the C point. Pretty odds favorite has not even come close to completing that. So that's where it's likely headed to, about 365 or so. But it's so late in the game, you really want to buy some type of pullback or retracement out here. That pullback or retracement maybe towards the 324 level out there. So that's what I've got for you with regard to BTG. Rich, hope that helps you out. I think you just need to be patient out there. Next request coming in from Nicholas, who wanted to take a look at Dollar Tree. DLTR is the ticker symbol. So let's go ahead and get that up here. Hopefully this populates pretty quick. Looked like before I logged into the system, we were getting this done in about 10 seconds. Yeah, it is, so that's perfect. So we take a look at Dollar Tree. This is in an all-out bullish mode on the daily time frame. We trade about profile resistance. It's green oscillator and change line. The weekly time frame, it looks pretty nice too. There's no resistance that I see here. And on the monthly time frame, that's where the next resistance point comes from. That's going to be its oscillator and change line. So Nicholas, it's going to be about the 82.53-ish area where you start to run into some potential turbulence out there. If price can clear that level, well, that would be a beautiful thing. Now, you've got no real pattern other than a consolidation pattern. And so let's take a look at the weekly time frame chart. That pretty much shows it the best out here. So let's open this up. Let's go ahead. In other words, all that I've really got to give you a feel for where price is headed to is going to be a measured move. And that measured move is going to be established by the consolidation pattern. So I'd say the top of the consolidation pattern right about there looks pretty good. And the bottom of the consolidation really right about at the bottom of its profile. So price objective here, and we do have a breakout that's going. When we take a look at the weekly time frame chart, should get you up towards the 95-ish area out there. And that's what we have when we take a look at DLTR, Dollar Tree. So thanks for waiting a extra day on that. You had a request this morning, and that was to take a look at MARA. And one of our debtors also wants to look at that. I believe that is McGuppy. So when we take a look at MARA out here, let's let this thing here populate. Come on. I can see on the weekly time frame, which is a TD9 count bottom, price is dealing with resistance. That's going to be its red oscillator and change line. The exact price point at this moment in time is 1381. When I look at the daily time frame chart that has a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom pattern, price is dealing with resistance. That is the sell zone, the top of the sell zone, which is at 1377. So you got 1377, 1381. You're bumping, you are bumping right up against resistance. Now, if price can clear these areas out here, where is Mara headed to? Well, on a weekly time frame, that would be the top of its profile, and that would be 1494. On the daily time frame, the B point of an A to B equals CD pattern would be the day from April 14th. And the volume there, 35 million shares. Today's volume, 30 million shares. So guess what you've got in Mara on a daily time frame? You have a confirmed A to B equals CD pattern. What's that give us as a price objective? It's going to give us approximately, give me a moment here to pull this over. There we go. That's going to give us an approximate price projection in the 1560-ish area out there is what it looks like to Stevie. But first, price has got, now this is assuming that price can clear that weekly oscillator and change line. So you got 1495 to about 1560 or so is what we'll call it, would be the next price projection level. And what if price can get above that? Then we take a look at the monthly time frame, which has held its bullish structured zone, and that would suggest about 1661. So that's what's going on with regard to Mara. But Guppy, I know you want me to try to compare and contrast, but I got to take a look at the SOX, the semis, the XLY, and so forth. Just know that here we've got this nice confirmed A to B equals CD pattern on the daily time frame. Let's go take a look at the next request coming in from Duncan Steve inside the Tiger's Den, and that's to take a look at the SOX out here, SOXX, as well as the SMH. We'll take a look at both because they both have different weighted holdings inside them. We take a look at the SOX index. What do we have? A daily TD9 count bottom, a weekly TD9 count bottom. And we've got a monthly that's testing this breakout level of support at 167.64 with bar number 8 of its pattern. What is likely to happen? Prices above the daily oscillator and change line. You made a nice bullish hammer candle yesterday, but you also had a gap to the downside. What's most important is for price to remain above that green oscillator and change, red oscillator and change line at 164.58. If it can do that, then we're likely looking at a run to 175.87, the top of its daily profile. Turns out at 186.83 is the center of its weekly profile and the current oscillator and change line. So upside price targets are 175.87 to 186.83. Nice daily, nice weekly, and perhaps a nice monthly bottom pattern. If we take a look at the SMHs out here, let's get those three charts populated. See if they show us the same thing. Give me a moment. They've got a nice daily TD9 count bottom, a nice weekly TD9 count bottom. And here in the SMHs, they are also holding profile support on its monthly time frame, 187.79. As long as price remains above 190.53, you ought to see a rally up to 198.87, the top of its daily profile. The weekly has formed a new profile, did it last week. 186.50 is support. Our resistance is up at 235.67. In between that, you got a center at 211.09. And your oscillator and change line at 215.93 out there. So what should take place first? Likely a rally up towards the 198.87 level. What many of these instruments are trying to do is they're trying to break out of that swing point that formed on April the 7th. And in the case of the SMHs, to do that, they need a close above 194.83. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
This year has already been a wild ride for the market. We started off heavily in the red, traversed back to all-time highs, and we now have a trade war looming. Trying to play this chop as an individual trader leads to death by 1,000 cuts. Where does this market go next? Should I add to this position or cut my losses? Where is the next opportunity? Tariffs, trade wars, analysis paralysis. Don't become a victim of this intense market. Instead, join Larry Pesavento over the second and fourth Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading. Larry has been through many markets just like this one, and the insight he provides is invaluable. The dates for this month are April 11th and 25th, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern Time. Get in here and let's start trading. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. Hey, what a great time to be a hockey fan out there with the NHL playoffs. This is the best time because you've got so many games to choose from out here. But, a few weeks from now, there will be fewer teams in there, obviously. And you got the basketball playoffs going on. So that is a beautiful thing. Talking about a beautiful thing, we're taking a look at the XLY out here, which on the daily time frame has a confirmed Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom. On the weekly time frame, a confirmed TD9 count bottom. On the monthly time frame, price pulled back, tested and rejected support at 173.86. What's that say? That says the XLY has bottomed. Now, what is it doing? Well, today, what did it do yesterday? It pulled back to actually test profile support on a weekly time frame that formed last week. 177.76 is the number. We got down to a low of 177.97. That level is held. That's a bullish signal. We're trading above the red oscillator and change on the daily time frame. We're trading above yesterday's high. Another bullish signal. Now, what the XLY really needs to do out here is it needs to close above 196.20, Mr. Bill. 190 between 193.27 and 196.20 is where counter trend rallies would come to an end. So a close above 196.20, well, that'll take us up towards the 206.43. That is in lieu of any new profiles that might form between now and then. On the weekly time frame, its next price target is 196.40. That's the center of its profile. Above that, it would be targeting 205.71. And on a monthly basis, it's just going to simply take its P's and Q's from the daily and the weekly charts, both which suggest that they want higher price out there. So I hope that provided you with the information you were looking for. McGuppy wanted to start off, take a look at ticker symbol MSTR. So MSTR, and this is one that he is comparing to Mara out there. Whoops, I put in the wrong symbol. And Mrs. TR out there. I don't think we're going to get the MSTR. Let's go see if we can put this in correctly out there. One thing about this charting tool is bad input results in no output. If we take a look at MSTR, what is it doing today? Well, it's trying to take out a TD9 count top. It'll accomplish that task by closing above the swing high from March 25th. That high is 343.59. Now, that swing had volume of 15 million shares. So far today, in just 2 hours of trading, you've done 12, almost 13 million shares. So price is pushing volume. Price is pushing that swing into that swing point with volume. Now, if price closes above it, which it should, where's the next price target? Well, that's going to come from our weekly time frame. That's going to be the center of its profile. And that's at the 364.41 level. And if price can close above that, then we make its way up to 471.56, the top of the weekly profile. On the daily time frame, what I don't see out here, let's take a look at this. Let's open this up just to make sure. I don't really see an A to B equals CD pattern. This retracement pullback on April the 8th, that was more than a 0.786 retracement of that move from the low back in the middle of March to that TD9 count top out there. So no real consolidation as of yet. That could set up today if we don't take out, we don't close above that swing point. We got the volume. Price should be able to do that. So I just will resort back to the weekly time frame with regard to the upside potential, and with regard to the monthly chart out there, monthly looks very nice. Its next longer term potential price target is the 454.88 level. But first things first, got to take out the daily TD9 count top, and then if you can do that, then we're looking at 364.41, and then above that, the 454.88 level. So McGuppy, I hope that helps you out with regard to MSTR. Not really sure how to compare that against Mara, but let's go take a Coinbase out here. Let's go see what Coinbase is doing. COIN is the ticker symbol. So let's go see how these charts populate, what they communicate to us. I would assume that Coinbase is trading to the upside. It is. Now, in the case of Coinbase, it's trading above the top of its daily profile, 180.88. Beautiful thing. As long as it remains above that, likely going to go target 195.33. 195.33 is a TD9 count breakdown resistance, meaning this formed a nice TD9 count bottom pattern back on April 7th, just like so much inside the marketplace out there. Now what you've got is the potential of an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. The B point was a swing point, or not swing point, was the day of April the 9th out there. And that April 9th high had 15 million shares. So far, in terms of Coinbase, has done 5.3 million shares. So that's about a 15 million share day. So it's similar volume to what we have at that. Let's still put in the A to B equals CD pattern out here. So here's your A to B. Knowing that prices got to clear and close above 195.33. That's its TD9 count breakdown resistance level in order to attain this one-to-one price projection in the 200-ish area out there. The weekly time frame for Coinbase, a beautiful TD9 count bottom, price trading above the center of its profile. Its next price target, 210.94. And the monthly time frame, what did it do? It found support at the bottom of its monthly profile. Now, we've gone through at least a half a dozen, probably more than a half a dozen charts out here. And all of them have been saying the same thing, haven't they? Daily bottom, weekly bottom, monthly pulling back and testing and rejecting support. I'm telling you, folks, the market has bottomed. Yeah, we're going to have a bunch of jostling out there. And I know there's a lot of people that believe that the tariffs ended the bull market in the 1920s. Don't listen to the news. They're lying to you. Anyways, let's go take a look at our next request out here, and that is VGZ. Let's go take a VGZ out here. This is from Dude Inside the Tiger's Den. Let's get these charts here populated, see what it is doing today. It is trading out at about $1.02. Nice, beautiful week that this is having out here. So let's start with the monthly time frame. The monthly time frame, trying to form an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. The volume on a monthly basis, the swing point from October 2024, the volume there was 9.5 million shares. So far for the month, we're not done. We've done 12 million shares. So on a monthly basis, what VGZ has done is confirmed an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. There's your A to B point. Let's go pull this over to our C point out here and see where we're at inside that pattern. We are above the one-to-one level. What does that say? That says watch for any bearish reversal candle, whether it's daily, weekly, or monthly. If we've got a longer-term A to B equals CD, then we've got a shorter-term A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. Now, what we can see about the monthly time frame, prices trade on the left-hand side of that C to D leg. What's that tell us? The C to D move is stronger than the A to B move. And what does that mean? That means it should do more than a one-to-one A to B equals CD. Well, it's already doing that. 1 to 1.272, 1 to 1.618 would be the levels to be paying attention to. The weekly time frame chart looks like it's going to negate a TD9 count top. That TD9 count swing point had volume on October 4th of 3.5 million shares. So far for the week, it's only Tuesday, we're at 3.2 million shares. So that's a beautiful thing. The daily time frame, I don't see any kind of a topping signal other than if you were to see some type of bearish reversal candle form. I'm not talking about tomorrow. That would then go ahead, dude, and confirm a sell the D point. Other than that, VGZ is smoking to the upside. Let's go take a look at NVO for Alton inside the who sent an email out here. Alton wants to take I think this is Novo Nordisk, maybe NVO. I could be wrong on that, but let's go take a look at NVO and see what it is doing. So this has let me just make sure. I'll tell you what, I'll have to look at it while we're at the break. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direction. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direction.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. We're taking a NVO. This is Novo Nordisk out here. What a horrible looking stock chart this is. Tops in June of 2024. It has been on a roll to the downside, and I don't see that roll stopping necessarily. We are in bar number 8 on a monthly time frame. If I look at the weekly time frame chart, it's violated, it's negated all kinds of bottoming signals out here. I don't have a bottoming signal on the weekly time frame for this week just yet. A bullish reversal candle would confirm a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. Price would need to close above 66.40 or whatever that red oscillator and change line for its weekly time frame is. Should price get up to that level, it's got to close above it for at least a couple of weeks. But even if it does that, it's got resistance up at 81.61. The daily time frame doesn't look very good either. Price right now is dealing with that oscillator and change line. Looks like maybe you get a couple day relief rally out here, but I don't see a bottom. Doesn't mean it hasn't bottomed. It means that Stevie doesn't have tools that say that Novo Nordisk has bottomed out here, and it says actually just be kind of careful. Maybe look someplace else with regard to bottom fishing out there. GTE writes in, it was asking about the Hang Seng. The message, I don't know if I was as clear on it, but let me just share with you what the Hang Seng did today. The Hang Seng is first, it's got a bottom. It's got a buy the D point bottom. It did that when it formed that bullish engulfing candle right at its breakout level of support on a daily time frame at 19,764. Now what did price do today? Ran right up into the oscillator and change line. So this is the place where it could turn down or it could take that out. We won't know until tonight or tomorrow morning. Out here, the oscillator and change line is 21,552. We closed at 21,562, which are just slightly above it. But if it does stay above that level, one, you could set up an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. But the price target would be the 24,230 level. It's TD9 count breakdown level. On a weekly time frame, we had a TD9 count top, and what did price do 2 weeks ago? Found support at its breakout level, 19,764. That can and is a bottom out here. Now what price should do on the weekly time frame is make its move to 22,683. Of course, the daily has to take out that red oscillator unchanged line first. On a monthly time frame out here, I really don't have anything that's going to assist us other than price pulled back, tested and rejected that oscillator and change line. So that's a bullish signal, if you will. So the Hang Seng looks really more bullish than it does bearish. I think you were leaning bearish out there, but we'll get more proof in the pudding tonight out here. And again, the price target should be the 22,683-ish level, which will go ahead and fill that gap out there. So that's what we see. I think you were saying, is this going to retest next month's We're going to test the lows next month. I don't have that signal. Doesn't mean it can't, but I don't have that signal. Let's go take a look at ticker symbol CRS. This is for Hector and Patty. So give me a moment here. Let's get back to that chart. Let's see what CRS is doing. Send CRS. There we go. Okay. And momentarily, this will pull up on our screen out here. And this is consolidating. It's right now, Hector and Patty, it's trading into its sell zone out there. The sell zone exists between 163.58 and 173.57. In other words, this is the turbulent portion of this trade out there. Your price is able to close above 173.57 for 2 consecutive days. Well, that would be a bullish signal and suggest we move higher. Now, here's the caution sign. Nope, I'm going to take that back. Because price only closed below the bottom of its bullish structure. And it's hard to even say that the weekly profile is bullish structure profile. And we're just ixnaying what I just said there. So let's come back to it. A daily chart still, you got to close above 173.57 for 2 consecutive days. On a weekly chart, price is holding support at 168.07. Its next area of resistance is the center of that profile, 178.20. Above that, it's at 188.33. The monthly chart, which had a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, did find support at its buy zone. That was between 157.28 and 166.68 out there. The weekly time frame has a buy the D point bottom pattern. So you got a bottom on the daily, by the D point, bottom on the weekly, and holding support on the monthly time frame. So you're just in this turbulent zone. You can clear this here. You're going to have a lot of turbulence here, whether it's a daily time frame or the weekly time frame chart out there. So Hector and Patty, hope that helps you out. Dan inside the Tiger Zone wants to take a look at ticker symbol AGEN. Let's go ahead and pull that up on our screen out here. This is a beautiful thing. Looks like we may have gotten through all of the requests that have come in so far. We take a look at AGN. This is a beautiful thing. It forms a nice, beautiful Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom on the daily time frame. Profile change and trend back on April the 21st. That was yesterday. And now we are taking out its TD9 count breakdown resistance at 259. This is in a bullish run. Where's it running to, Steve-O? It's going to go run towards the level of 565, I believe 581 is the number we'll give you. And that's going to be its TD9 count breakdown resistance level for its weekly time frame. We are trading above profile resistance. So that's a bullish thing. If we look at the monthly time frame, which is going to go ahead and complete a TD9 count bottom pattern this month, it has resistance at 403 and above that 766 out there. Let me just make sure there's not anything else to give to you. It looks like the bottom and the center are at the same price. They are at $4.22 out there. So AGEN, Dan, looks mighty fine out here daily. Looks mighty fine weekly. And quite frankly, the monthly has got a beautiful TD9 count. You just have to deal right now with that $4 and I think it was $4.22. Let me just make sure. Which is the bottom of that profile. You clear 422, and this thing continues its run higher out there. So that was ticker symbol AGEN. Just checking the email, see if there's any other request. I don't see anything yet. I don't believe there's anything inside the Tiger's Den. If I overlook something and you are listening, please type that in, and I'll make sure that we get back to it. So what do we want to do next? Well, let's go take a look at a couple of other instruments out here. Let's take a look at the, what do we want to take a look at? Let's go, just trying to figure out where, let's just stay with this set of charts here. Let's go take some of the Mag 7 stocks out. Let's look at Apple. So let's go see what Apple is doing. I put in the wrong ticker symbol. I don't know what APPL is, but let's go find AAPL. Apparently, my system doesn't know what APPL is either. So we take a look at Apple, trade at $198. It is traded with inside its daily profile. The weekly time frame, price pulled back to its breakout level of support, found support there, has rallied ever since. It has a new profile. Wow, this is a wide profile. It has support at 185.37, and the top of the profile is 241.92 out there. The center is at the I'm sorry, the 217.68. 217.68 is, okay, I see right now, right where it's daily oscillator and change line, where it's weekly oscillator and change line. So on Apple, if you take a look at Apple, it both on the weekly and the monthly chart pulled back to its breakout level of support and held. That is a really beautiful thing out there. The daily time frame has a buy the D point bottom pattern out there. Price should rally because it's a bullish structured profile, should rally up to the 208.70 level. We have an added request to take a look at NVIDIA, so let's pull that up on our screen out here. NVDA, see if we can get this in before we go to the break. I do hear the music in my ear. You've got a nice TD9 count bottom pattern, just a consolidation with inside its daily profile between 91.87 and 112.87. We'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, folks. So we're going to end the show with synergy out there. That synergy is coming from the 2-hour time frame charts for the ES, the NQ, the Dow, and the Russell 2000. You will see that each of them are in bar number 9. Bar number 9 completes at 12 noon. So less than 6 minutes from now, you're going to get a TD9 count top on those 2-hour charts. Now, remember, the high of the pattern can't take place in the bar following bar number 9. That would say anytime between 12 noon and 2 p.m. is when and as late as 2 p.m. is when that pullback could start out there. The areas of the target levels is that typically when you get synergy out here. Now, there's going to be synergy either to the upside or the downside. That's the beautiful thing. But at this stage here, with all these being in the same patterns, odds favor that we see a retracement. Now, those retracements ought to take us back towards support. Support, in lieu of any new profiles that would form between now and then, would be down at the top of their profiles. 5202 for the ES, 18034 for the NQ, 38531 for the Dow, Russell 2018 59. How are we going to know if this retracement has started out here? Well, the easiest way to do that is pay attention to those intraday charts out here. We take the NQ, the 10-minute time frame has got a TD9 count top. Price has begun to pull back, but it needs to close below 18,255 to suggest a move to 18,144. In the case of the 15-minute time frame chart, I don't know if I really have a topping pattern out here. We may on the 30-minute time frame chart. It looks like a sell. The D point top could form there. And those are all the tops inside the NQ that I see. So it's really paying attention to the 10-minute, the 15-minute, maybe even the 30-minute charts out there and watching. So take a snapshot of the screen, watching as if price were to pull back, and it's possible that that has already started out there. Watch those areas of support out there. So, folks, stay tuned for all the great program we've got lined up. Thank you so much for each of those requests, whether they came in by email or whether they came in through the Tiger's Den. It just seemed like we just started the show just a few moments ago. So have a terrific Tuesday, and I'll look forward to seeing you on wonderful Wednesday. Take care and be safe out there.